Very bougie.
Fluffy Muffin is here.
Yeah, we are visited by the McFluffy Muffin. So hello, and for all Leons out there, thank you for stopping by. We have our party together for the first time in what feels like almost a month, because it kind of is. We are gonna get back
Okay,
to it.
there we go. I've been talking for a long time, but
Oh.
it hasn't been working.
Oh, sorry,
No,
sorry,
that
Bobby.
day.
Well, now we can hear you.
Yes.
Oh, pardon me. So, to y'all, I wanna say, hey, yay! I'm so happy. Another Tuesday has come. We're together, and we'll see what shenaniganery is in store for you. Though, per usual, why don't we have a little recap, just for if no one else, our own edification, because it has been a little bit. So if you have a couple lines to say, or there's a thought in your mind, may not even necessarily be directly related to events. Help us get into your character by what you're observing or what you see, think, hear, feel, expect, and then we will pick up with the story. I would like to begin. Let's begin with Mordecai. As Mordecai, the events that occurred, really seem to actually. We're going to go here. The events that occurred seem to be similar or drawing upon the nightmare that you had during what some people in another dimension would call Halloween. But it would take me or us into the mind of Mordecai with a little bit of a recap.
Well, when I started smelling that kind of popcorn smell, it was really bringing back some memories. Fond ones and not so fond ones. To be fair, it was disconcerting walking into an area that was very, very similar to the big top that I used to perform in a lot, and I saw like an actual standing version of Zion, and he and I ended on really bad terms, and I did not like to see him, and it was just a mix of emotions. And then just the performances and things like that were, I don't know, kind of reminiscent of things, and just mixed emotions the entire way. And booing someone off the stage seemed to cause things to go a little bit awry, and then we started cracking jokes, and the tent itself laughed. I don't know exactly. I am utterly confused. I am full of mixed emotions, and I don't know what we're doing next. But Jack laughing his butt off seemed to invigorate the rest of us, so plus sides?
Alrighty. Anything else that you'd like to add?
Just confusion. Confusion, and I don't know what to expect next.
Alright. Let's pop over to Celine, in the order I placed you all in. You're next to Mordecai here. So Celine, from your observances or the things that you are a part of, in so much that in the meta you had to leave for part of the session, so it's understandable. But what would you like to add anything here to get for you, lethality, to get into the mind of Celine, or to recap some things, or state something that you think or want to explore?
Two things. First, Mordecai, I have no idea how you managed to get with a guy like that, but I really thought that you had better taste.
I mean,
Ed, second, I'm going to kill them. I'm going to kill all of them. I'm going to kill the Fae. Unfortunately, they've been pushing my buttons to the point where we're getting on unforgivable transgression territory. And really, I'm just really angry and need to blow off some steam. And who better than the creatures that are screwing with our brains? Morally speaking, I never said I was a good person.
All right. Celine is on the warpath. Let's go over to Casimir. Casimir, what are your thoughts, feelings, observances, etc.?
We're encountering Fae issues, and it makes sense that there are problems with our invading territory. And we're dealing with them one thing at a time. Last thing that occurred, we visited Mordecai's nightmare. I dealt with problem he had with ex-boyfriend, and we generally had a good time until someone decided to insult the performers, and then we had to make the tent laugh. And that was difficult, but we dealt with it.
All right.
That's about it.
Okay. Short and sweet like a honey-dipped dwarf. Okay. Let's go over to investigator Jacob Stillwaters. Jacob, what are your feelings, observations, and such?
Well, it's becoming quite the conundrum. Honestly, frustration abounds. I understand Celine's perhaps over-the-top application of violence and the want to. I can certainly understand the catharsis in it. But ultimately, as far as I can tell, this entire party has been taking me along for a yarn. They ended up telling me that they would end up assisting me in the endeavor of cut into the fires that were enveloping Mask of Horns. Ones that the local militia were having difficulties dealing with. So then these Fomorians, which were apparently formerly members of the same Church of Wee Jazz that Celine follows, ended up growing 10 feet tall, storming out the gates, and suddenly ended up going all the way here and finding some form of portal and been massacring their way all the way through. And they said it was a lead. They said it was a lead. Oh, you can probably understand my frustrations in this, because thus far there has not been a single shred of evidence that these events are at all connected. That following this out is going to aid those in Mask of Horns in the immediate future. I understand the concern when it comes down to the Fae. But the truth of the matter is that every single time it ends up dealing with, oh, this is the larger threat. Well, unfortunately, by the time we deal with the larger threat, there will be nothing left to save, given this particular adventurers group's track record. As far as I can tell, it's go after the bigger thing, leaving everybody else dead or dying. And they each try and end up saying they have good hearts, when yet their decision-making is consistent in this lot.
Sounds like if you survive this, you might need to sit down and have a talk with one or more of them.
Yes, it will be in an interrogation room, I can assure you. Manacles are done, and Bright will be the last one interrogated, as we'll make sure that they're in a nice, comfortable place where we're not going to have to worry anymore about those magic shenanigans.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice about it, but I think your honesty is refreshing. the fatherly, we need to sit down and talk, as compared to, yeah, I'm going to take you to jail and interrogate you. Well...
What else would you have me do? The law is the law, and apparently everybody here is above it. Apparently they've already been above death, not once but twice. Apparently the law is little matter to them. But it is a matter to me. And it's a matter to everybody who lives in this kingdom. It is a matter to those of the land. We follow these rules as a social contract. And not one of them can abide by it. The closest I have found is Casimir, and Casimir, the only reason I can trust Casimir at all is on the fact that they were not here when we first ended up getting together. That is it. Innocent only because they were not previously associated with the party before I ended up deciding to haul their sorry asses back to Mask of Horns. And now, I have a dead man. You silence yourself, Wedge!
Investigator, what
Now, that being said, I have to end up dealing with one who will end up immolating a guard alive through a simple point of spell, and then say, oh, it was an accident. What did you think was going to happen? And then we have another who is threatening mass genocide, and one who has already shuffled off this mortal coil. And these are supposed to be our saviors.
Again,
I'm a
Mordecai
tiny
didn't choose
bit
this.
perturbed.
Mordecai didn't choose this.
Uh,
I'm trying to cure him, okay? It takes time.
lastly,
Information if you have.
if not leastly, at least, well, unless we're talking like dimensionally, as in like mass and such. Let's go to Bright, who I think your college nickname was Little Matter. Now that Jacob brings it up, it might have been that experimentation phase in college with conjuration, but
I've never really been good at conjuration. You must be thinking of someone else. So, all I have to say is, I wanted to go back to town and put out the fire as soon as we found the key. That's all.
okay.
Investigator, I would like to remind you that these Fomorians.
You're not in my head during my dialogue.
Okay.
By the way, for everyone out there,
We could hear the sound leaking out of the confessional booth.
yeah, it's just unfortunately it's not all contained in Celine. I would like to say for any of you out there who are aspiring dungeon masters, there is a particular spell that absolutely was the MVP of last session that I completely forgot that Bright had. And this level 1 spell completely soloed the challenge fight kind of weird mix that we were running. And so for all of you out there, never underestimate the power of Tasha's hideous laughter.
It's a pretty good spell.
It's a very good level spell.
So when you think about it, I mean, when you laugh, it really comes from your diaphragm, and a tent is really just a big diaphragm. So it makes sense it would be extra vulnerable.
Yeah. Oh, totally. You figured it out. Oh. I'm so smart. SMRT.
Yep.
So yeah, it was just one of those sessions. I hope y'all are able to catch it when it gets up on. I don't know. I don't think have I uploaded that one to YouTube yet? Yeah, I think I have. So you can watch it there.
I've seen it.
And it's probably not on. It's probably not on VOD anymore. But yeah, it was just one of those things, where we got together. Jacob left, Casimir laughed, the tent laughed. We all had a good time. Although.
Mordecai
It
failed
was
at
not a
making me
mimic.
laugh.
It was not a mimic that you all fought. Now, I think in the after show we talked about what it was. But for anyone who was not sure, I will tell you it was not a mimic. That was the monster.
I lost. I laughed. The ranger laughed. The table laughed. We killed the table. It was a good time.
That's just the sort of thing a mimic would say.
Yeah, I am most definitely not a mimic. Is exactly what a mimic would say if a mimic could talk.
And one additional note before we get back to the empty cavern that this tent and whole area had been, is the griffin that you see on screen is named Jasper, and is Mordecai's conjured mount.
He's a good boy.
Jasper is a good boy, and Jasper is carrying a real beat up and rope-bound Fey prisoner. So there is that. So it is my turn now. As the tent deflates, the laughter, the weird shadow play that was happening, all of the carnival sights and sounds and the smells. Unfortunately, there's that like butter, cinnamon, popcorn that's fading away now. It even smelled warm. It is now just a cavern lit by some broken crystals. It looks like from the other crystals that you've seen, these used to hold Fey converts. And they had since bust open since the Fomorians went on a rampage. Oh, pardon me. And you all are now back. Jack had laughed so hard that energy from apparently triggered by Jack, who is sort of an extension of, manifestation of, representative of, something of Orlans, who is the proclaimed leader of the Fae. The antics that took place made Jack laugh so hard that this latent energy of revivification and just jovialness, lightheartedness, things that would assuage stress, ended up giving you all the effects of a long rest without needing to actually rest. And this is where we will pick up. As the light fades, your bodies had been bathed in it. You even have a bit of an afterglow where each of your bodies are still glowing with the energy, and then it slowly diminishes down to your normal, not glowing selves.
Now, when you say normal, does that imply Mordecai is no longer a mushroom?
No, Mordecai is a mushroom, just not glowing.
Didn't he drink Casimir's blood last though?
There was a little bit of Casimir consumption, though Casimir the volume of Casimir fluids that Mordecai imbibed doesn't seem to be enough to have overpowered this potent Fey mushroom blend.
We can always try again.
I'm not hungry.
All
I
right.
think so. You seem like you want to say something, Celine.
Oh, no, I'm just trying not to laugh at some immature things going on in my head.
See, and by fluids, he didn't mean blood, just in case anyone is...
Oh, the ways we bend PG.
And I didn't even have to use a level 1 spell.
Oh.
Anyway.
Now, it's not that hideous. No, as nice as that jovial little pick-me-up was, I still need to blow off some steam.
Let me just remind y'all of this.
Mm-hmm. Proof. It happened.
It's not a mushroom.
The mushroom
you just
aesthetic just doesn't work for me.
You can't see it due to the angle. That's the excuse. Right?
Maybe not, but Sportakai lives in our hearts.
So are we continuing forward?
We've come this far, we're not stopping.
I suppose.
There's the cave back, and then there's the cave forward. That's about your only options.
Let's go. Because if I see Orlans, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind.
How many nightmares we have left, too?
In the metaphorical sense.
But we may not have to replay all of our nightmares.
Maybe.
They don't have to, but they probably might. That's what they assume.
Going to.
I think we've kind of touched on everything, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've totally touched on everything.
Celine kind of just.
We had mine, Mordecai's. Did we have brights and investigators?
Absolutely.
We had Jacobs.
Completely finished with those.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I hope.
Press on,
Celine is
then.
just kind of gently clutching her stomach, like there's still a little bit of pain, little bit of psychosomatic pain present.
The sooner we get this done, the sooner this thing is over with.
Yes, the sooner I might be able to cure the Fomorians and turn them back into the members of the ossuary, and the sooner I might be able to get the information out of them regarding the fires in Mask of Horns, because that's why we were chasing them.
We know that they probably didn't have anything to do with that. I think it was just a coincidence on account of you turned them all into Fomorians by accident.
Well, no. I mean, they came back from studying it and then turned into Fomorians, so they had the info regarding the fire and its nature, and
How
might
long
have the
did
key
they
to
have to
trust.
study, Celine?
I'm pretty sure that it was an accident because we know that Grimhilder's at the fires. So, and I mean, what does she have to do with Fomorians?
That's another complete issue that I do not want to touch on at the moment. No one wants to deal with Hilda.
Wait,
I
don't remember that at all. What?
Which part?
Grimhilda being there.
This might be an out of character thing, but I don't remember Grimhilder being responsible for that at all.
Her name was on the key when we found the key.
That was the thing. Her name was.
The little dragon key.
Oh,
It had the
Vanille,
letter
is
scramble.
what it
It was her last name, but you know.
Vanille.
that's right, LA. Yeah, that's right. So we're gonna have to go and. Well, I mean, after this, we're gonna have to go and find her, wherever she is.
Well, if she's responsible for that, shouldn't we go back and deal with that?
Well,
We should
we're
have
too
done that
far.
when we came here instead. Yeah, that's why I wanted to go to town, but we came here instead. Now we're here.
Well,
We're here. We may as well get this over and done with. And
So
then,
We were
and
right
then
in
we
front
can
of the
put the
portal when that happened.
and then we can put the investigator on the trail of someone who needs to be dealt with, of an actual criminal.
So let me see if I understand this correctly.
Because to be fair, Celine was not aware of the key saying LA.
Well, it does.
Let me see if I understand this correctly. As I'm pretty sure this is the first time the party has ever openly said anything about this actually not having anything to do with. You swore to me that you would assist me in the dealing of the fires.
Yes.
You then proceed to drag me out here with me under the suggestion that that's what we're doing. That has
Yes.
something to do with all this
I
fade
thought we were
business and
just
what have you.
sketching giant.
Yes. That is actually exactly correct. The people who became, before you said anything, the people who became the Fomorians were the last ones, and as far as I'm aware, the only ones to study the fire. So I wanted to find them and cure them so that we could get the information that they had regarding the fire and maybe a way to put it out, so that we could deal with this thing, as we said. It is
And
now coming
now
to
we've
my
run
attention.
into how many of them are already dead.
A good handful.
Been counting
Yeah,
19.
I could-
19 we found her dead.
I could
would have known how many there were originally, though, right?
Yeah.
do we expect
and-
to find any more?
There's also the entire thing of I had no idea that this was going to happen. So you may get angry all you like, but I had absolutely no idea. In fact, I had no idea that key said LA, or otherwise I would have pointed you in that direction. And as soon as we're finished in here, because there's no point in going back now, we can go look for her. Because I would very much like to give her a piece of my mind as well, so...
You can
Celine's not going to
see-
have very much of her mind left if she gives away all those pieces.
You can see Jacob is very visibly frustrated. He feels tricked, betrayed. The idea that somebody's word can be so flippant offends something about him, so offends him greatly. Probably the thing he's not aware of is these black hairs that are kind of peeling up from under his own armor and tightening around his own throat. Almost like they're squeezing, and you know, you can see his fist is a little bit clenched. Maybe a thought is going through his mind. He's not willing to speak, but you know, his eyes are definitely upon Celine as he kind of grits his teeth through this whole thing. Maybe visions of her turning into a paste running through his mind.
Hey, it's not my fault. I actually thought that we were on the trail of trying to fix this. And I'm not lying to you when I said that was the reason why I wanted to follow them in the first place.
So if we were to continue, Priestess Celine, then we would find ourselves gaining what exactly? The appropriate location, the knowledge to do so, contact with a specialist who may or may not be alive here that is only now being divulged.
We would have access to, at the very least, a way of getting out of here and closer to who I am, who has now been divulged to me as the real target. In a way such as to cut down travel and whatnot so that, you know, there's a lot less hiding.
Go ahead, Deputy Silverleaf, by all means. Speak your mind.
How do you plan to remove the Fomorian-ness from them, Celine? Have you actually been able to determine what it is that they're suffering from so that you could cure it?
Very simple logical breakdown. Attempt to remove curse. If that doesn't work, move to greater restoration.
I mean, that's a logical step in solutions, but
it covers both the curse deal and the disease deal.
You've tried both on me and nothing's happened.
Yeah, but you're also not a Fomorian.
Magic
As if things
giants.
seem permanent.
I mean,
Right,
not
I'm not hearing
necessarily. If neither of those worked, I did have a third idea in mind using the eye, but no.
I'm just moving my mouth. Don't mind me.
Okay. I think so.
I was going to say we don't know that the becoming the Fomorian is even a curse. Maybe the Fomorians turned themselves into humans, and they were just hiding out among humans until.
And that one. I mean, that one. If it's some kind of other magical thing, I would try to dispel magic. Maybe. I've got ideas. I've got ideas on how to fix it. You know?
This is why I detest working with and having to involve myself with magic in the first place. And at that point, he just starts walking down the corridor. You know, he's had enough. This needs to get moving. The sooner they complete this, the sooner he can get out of here, the sooner he can arrest the whole lot of them.
Before you march too far, Jacob, McFluffy Muffin, as a fickle god, has bestowed upon you a +1 to something. So, whether you want that to be attack or damage or a check or something, you have a floating +1. So that's what maybe that's what a little bit of the clue about the scratchy, the black hairs that are rising up. But you are floating a +1 right now.
Also, investigator. You have a little something like here.
I know it's someone a celibate like you could never appreciate, and it's called chest hair.
I'm pointing to your neck. Oh, if you have chest hair on your neck, then there is a problem.
That's called neck beard.
We're moving on.
And Jacob starts stomping up the down staircase. As you continue to descend up the stairs, with the trickle of this water. And this is the information flow. As you recall that Fey messages are sent across water, and here in this place where water flows down in an upwards direction, well, I'll just let you all reason with that. Okay.
Can we see words in it?
There's no words that are showing it, but there's implication that if there's water, especially with the sites of these crystals and such, that there's at least the potential for communication to take place.
Okay.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Jacob's boots is certainly putting a little disruption in the signal. All right. Tap, 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 tap. Sploosh, splish, splash, sploosh. Tap, tap on the rocks.
Jacob.
And
Back to standard marching order.
unless you all want to change it, this is what I'm considering.
I'm standing next to Jacob.
Sure.
I am fine taking up rear.
I was going in the front. I like the
Okay.
front.
Boop. Back. Celine? Are you middle? You want to stay back behind Jasper? Do you want to be kind of off to the side and...
I don't hear you.
Yep. Can't hear you.
No mic.
Nothing.
It happened to me earlier.
Oh,
Big oof.
Hey, Matty,
yes.
is my mage armor still in effect?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing.
So it has not been 8 hours.
The mic has died.
Well,
I
I mean,
mean,
we're kind of in
technically-
stop time, so
Yeah,
I
we-
just
About
wanted
time
to
that
double check.
silent spell is kicked in.
You, yeah, you receive the benefit of a long rest, but 8 hours. I mean, yeah.
Check-
if you
check-
want
there
to,
we go.
has 8
There we
hours
go.
passed? Yeah. Though it doesn't feel
We
like
have no
it, at least.
idea.
However,
We're
the
still
mage armor
walking
spell
on
is still.
water.
Hey, there you go. You're back.
We're still also walking
Yeah,
on
I'll
water.
go. I'll go in front of Jasper. I want to get this over and done with.
Sure. Okay. Tip tap 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 toop toop toop. And you've just been marching and marching, and you're not really going in a circle. I mean, it's not bending back, or it's not like it's not like a Scooby-Doo background where you see the same vase on a table in the hallway 10 times. But this is just a really long segment of tunnel. Nothing seems to be happening.
I'm keeping my eyes open. Very, very diligently looking around to see if there's anything that I spot as far as like signs that Fomorians have continued this way.
Okay.
I'm gonna start making marks on the walls with my chalk that I've been carrying since the first session.
Ah. Very good. Yes. All right. You are able to. Well, the chalk is having a difficult time finding purchase on the wet rocks. Because everything in here is just damp. Is there? I don't know.
I could prestidigitate a dry spot on the rocks, maybe.
Sure. Can you cast that spell? I also need you to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
18.
Okay. Okay. So you prestidigitate. There's a moment that just I don't know. You blink. I don't know, some weird hiccup in the matrix. I don't know. You just kind of felt a little something. But it passes. Your spell goes off. It dries out a part of the damp rock, and you can make a chalk mark on it.
Okay. That way, if we pass it again, we'll
Good plan. keep
All right.
walking.
So I felt a little woozy for a minute. I hope it's not another one of those deals.
Woozy in what manner?
Well, woozy. Like before, when Celine had that baby that one time, it was kind of like that. But I hope it's not the same.
Okay. We don't want that to happen again.
I mean, another mouth to feed would be really hard for you right now.
Right. I'm thinking about something. Hang on. Keep going.
Okay. The trudging continues. Plop, 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 plop. Tamp, 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 tamp. Burble, burble, burble goes the water.
Have we passed the chalk mark?
Ah, perhaps. Perhaps. All right, that's as best as you're gonna get on this platform. So this is abstract art, and
Just a little mark, so it doesn't. It's actually a really good representation. That's exactly what it looks like.
So bright up ahead, where you had left the mark, it's the terrain is like as you look around there was not the there wasn't the same kind of pillars that were over here, or if not pillars, then stalagmites. But on what seems to be the same stalagmite here, where you had left your mark on that same stalagmite, is some kind of a big translucent globe. By big, it's probably about the size of your head, maybe a little smaller. And there's some kind of a figure inside of it. But that's the general description you're getting from just sort of you see it up/down in front of you, off to the same side of this tunnel you've been traveling.
Well, I definitely want to look more closely at it.
Okay.
I don't want to touch it, just in case you're thinking that I might want to touch it. I don't.
I think a lot of things, but I'm glad that you clarified that. I have to be ready for many eventualities.
I might touch it later, just not yet.
Gotcha. All right. So I'm correct. You're just not doing it now. My sequence of events is out of order, not necessarily the events that will
everything
occur.
gets poked with a stick.
So inside of this translucent, now that you're close to it, it's very opaline, but it's a translucent opal. And inside is a big silhouette of, make either a nature or a perception. Your choice. Nature.
Oh, 11.
Inside is some kind of it's a creature. You're getting the forest gnome sense that it would be a small, cute creature. You kind of have that instinct of, can I interact with this? And your instincts are telling you yes. However, it does seem to be encased in this kind of translucent, opaline globe.
So, does anybody... Casimir, do you have any idea what might be in this little globe? It looks like a little critter.
I'm gonna come over and look at it too.
Can I examine it?
Sure.
Is that the roll?
Yeah, you can give me a nature or perception, Casimir.
Don't touch it. Please don't touch it.
Not touching, just looking.
I'm looking at it as well.
Okay.
Passive
You don't have the best sight, but
25.
there's good knowledge.
Yeah. So Casimir, you got your good eye, and you're getting really close. You're very careful not to. You're very careful not to touch. And you do a very good job. I mean, if you're in the back of the wagon going from your hometown to the next town over, and your siblings, like, Casimir's touching me, and you say, no, I am not touching you. You're very close, because you're technically not touching your sibling, but you're super close. You're very close, but you actually abide by Mama Bright's rule of don't instigate your sibling in the back of the covered wagon. It looks some kind of a giant bug, Casimir. And you haven't seen a bug. You haven't really seen a bug this big. It might be a cricket. In fact, you just instinctively, like, your ear starts itching a little bit.
Is big cricket.
But we're talking
Very
like
big.
we're talking like a Chipotle burrito sized cricket that's inside this opaline crystal.
Just want to conjure up Peggy Sue and check out, make sure she's okay.
Sure. She appears.
Are you okay? Why don't you sit on my shoulder for a little while? I want to keep tabs on you. I know you're safe in your little place, but this might just be a little better for now. This looks like a friend of yours. Would you like to look real close and see if it looks like someone you know? It could also be a new fae thing growing.
Does it look like a baby fae?
It is
looks like
insectoid, and the Fae have insectoid features.
Right, but does it look like the shape of that kind of creature?
Not necessarily, though. I mean, it would be. You're looking at like a dire cricket in so much that it is a very, very big cricket. But it doesn't have like a bunch of like extra legs or like some gross spines growing out of it. At least nothing more than what a cricket would naturally have amplified if you
Oversized cricket.
hold down shift and went on the diagonal, and you got to keep the proportions.
Of course.
Hey, well, if we want to spend 11 minutes, I can do an identify spell and see if we can learn more about it.
Yeah, we have time.
Peggy Sue, I'm gonna need you to stay on that little globe for a little while. Okay. So I'll cast identify. It's a ritual.
I am gonna keep my eyes out while she's doing that.
Alrighty. Bright, you go to cast identify. Peggy Sue is channeling the magic as per familiar onto the opaline crystal, and around all of you, everything turns white, and you are just on a sheer plane of nothingness.
What?
Can we see each other?
Yes. In fact,
But I have not.
Right,
you are.
Yeah.
were you breaking reality again?
Bright, did you send this to purgatory, Bright?
It's just an identify spell. I've done it 1,000 times.
How many times have you broken reality?
Well,
None
only
that
that
we
one
know.
time. You weren't here for that.
That's not
One of
comforting,
those-
right?
One of those wizard school stories. I'll tell you about that later. But this isn't that. This is this is new. Is Peggy Stu still there? Yeah, she looks like she's still there.
Yes, Peggy Sue is there.
Did the world break when the spell resolved, or was it like still in process?
The spell had only just begun.
Okay.
Did you finish that spell?
No.
That usually
It
takes
was-
longer than that.
No, I didn't finish. I just started.
Oh,
I was really doing the preamble to the spell. You know, you have to have a cover letter.
right.
Whoops.
I've done rituals before. I know that. Okay. There's nothing around us. It's all pure white.
Whoops. It is. Oh, come on. I swear I've used this program before, at least twice. There we go.
Well,
I
at least
cast
try.
magic missile at the nothingness.
There we go. I put the cricket in the circle. That works. All right. So we had Casimir close by. Mordecai was checking in on this, and the orb is now floating at the head height of Bright. So and the
not bad.
others were kind of around here.
Floating like it should be stationary, or floating like it's doing it on purpose?
There is a floor, although the floor looks like everything else. Like you can actually like doop 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 tomp your feet. It is, so there is a floor, albeit it's the same color as everything else around. But the crystal, this pearl that has a cricket inside of it, is at the head height of Bright. Bright has looks like Bright is in her whatever, like her meditative stance or whatever, to start casting her identify spell or however she's doing this in the method here.
Also, Coffee, your makeup is stunning.
Oh, well then. Also, Coffee, your makeup is stunning, says McFluffy Muffin, so Mordecai is floating a +1 as well for something. As Bright is like this, Bright, you hear the clatter going around. You know, you just started your intonation of your spell, and you see, you look, and you see everyone, and everyone, you can see Bright, but Bright is outside of Bright. There is a translucent Bright that has sort of broken away from a physical form of her and is looking around at all of you.
But her physical form is still casting the spell?
Her physical form is still in its ritual casting pose, yes. Though there is now a translucent Bright that is like unsynced or something with physical Bright.
Which one am I?
That's weird.
Oh god. Bright's desynchronizing.
There's some lag.
What have I been saying about magic from the start?
It's wibbly wobbly.
So which one am I?
Will you both stop saying that at the same time?
And so, in case it comes to it, we got to put a little floof over here. There we go. So,
Have the floof.
yeah, you got to have the floof.
Floofs are necessary.
So, Bright, the physical Bright, is now etched into the reality that is this white canvas. However, spiritual Bright is detached and presumably can move around on this plane. And what you see, are, I am not in the correct.
Yeah, I am spinning around in circles looking for anything.
All right, Mordecai, you do a spin, and you do a spin, and you also start feeling like there's like a resistance, and then sort of you detach from yourself.
What?
As things are happening.
This is weird.
And
Things are happening.
Happening.
we got to give you fun little horns
Our
here.
souls are getting ripped away from our bodies.
And a tail.
In some fashion.
And then we have Casimir. And Casimir is yellow. However, I think orange is going to show up better. Casimir,
More of a bronze, thank you.
bronze. All right, I'll give you
I'm
I'll
just
give you-
picturing him in
Make it
Simpsons
more
style.
swole.
a nice little hair swoosh over the eye here. Swole? Okay, so we'll have you flexing.
It needs to be more swole. It's Casimir.
We'll give you little biceps here.
There we go.
And here, we'll give you a butt.
Jacob and Casimir are swole. Jacob the swole.
No, that is Aslandia's ass.
And for Celine...
He thick.
Celine... Boop, boop. There you go. You have a skull. And for Jakob...
I was only once married into the Smirnoff family.
I can't really make the Jackbox logo of the dude peering up out of the box, but you got that nice shine coming up here. Jasper seems to be unaffected.
He's a celestial.
Yeah. And what we have happening, once I get to the proper... Boop, 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 boop. Where are you? Here we go. All right. Emerging, as you're turning and each of you find that you are somehow detached from yourself, emerging from this floor or this plane that you all seem to be level on are these creatures that are they're rising from the floor, and just faces seem to be pouring down them as there's kind of like tendrils and stuff that are coming off of them. And they take the time to emerge. They certainly stand. Whoop! I hit a button. Oh no! Go back. They emerge in a way that I mean, it is surprising, but there is not a surprise round. However, as this does have an unsettling feeling over you all, I would appreciate an initiative from you.
That's weird.
Ooh, all right.
Yay, I didn't get cleric initiative.
Jacob on a
Yay!
16, nice.
You're fourth instead of fifth.
Mordecai's on a
better.
19. Kaz is on a 12. Bright is on a 17. And Celine is on a 15. Nice. And then what I am going to do is I am going to roll a d20. Mm-hmm. All right, noted. I didn't want to go first anyway. You know, that's just, you know, whatever. I'd be cheating as a DM if I went first, so I'm, you know, letting you. So we have Mordecai. Then it's going to go Bright. Then it's going to go Jacob. Then it's going to go Celine. Then, lastly, of the party anyway, we have Casimir. And then I am going to get to do something. But yeah, these beings that are kind of like they look kind of like plants, except they're a little bit more wiggly. They manifest out of this plane, and they seem to they turn and are looking in your all's general direction here. What would you like to do, Mordecai?
I am. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? I am going to hold my no, actually, I'm going to cast a level 1 guiding bolt at one of them.
Okay.
Pew pew.
An 11.
Plus 1?
Okay, which one were you targeting?
Just like this guy over here.
Sure. Okay. Your guiding bolt flies forth from you, and it impacts the thing that is your magic splashes over it, and the face is all open as if to scream, and the whole thing just seems to like turn inside out and vanish.
That was too easy. I don't know that these are real.
Anything else, Mordecai?
Bonus action, I am going to play a small song on my pan flute, and I am inspiring Jacob.
Okay. Next up, we have Bright.
Okay, so which one blew up?
There was one down here
Did
that
you
blew up.
remove the one?
One over here, yeah.
Oh, I guess I better zoom out. Oh, there's more than I thought there were. That's bad news. Okay, do the faces look like anything in particular?
Yeah, you're getting human faces, gnome faces, elven faces. They're all just sort of like flowing down this thing.
But it includes human faces.
Yes.
That's so weird. Okay, I'm gonna cast Mirror Image.
Okay.
And then... No, there's no cricket sound for that. that's not part
Sorry,
of the
my
game.
sound effects chip is very limited. I'm operating on a budget, so.
Okay. Well, it's a good sound effect. And I'm gonna move. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll move to here.
Okay.
Is the mirror image mirroring me, or is it mirroring physical me?
It is mirroring the sort of displaced translucent Bright.
Okay. That's good. Okay, that's all I've done.
Okay.
Jasper didn't get to do anything.
Though you do see that your physical self is still intoning, and you've gone from your first whatever sigil, and you're now into like your next one, indicating where you are in the cast, which is still at the beginning. So there's still, I guess, motion, but you're detached from yourself in this regard.
Huh. We'll have to figure that out later.
All right, now we're over to Jacob. Jacob Stillwaters, what would you like to do?
Yes.
Cuddle a cat? I don't blame you.
Cat butt.
She has my arm pinned. So I gotta reach around the side of my head in order to unmute myself. I'm currently being pinned. I cannot move. I can still take an action, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just can't move. Okay.
A fluffy puppy too.
Ooh.
But, so, I guess the first thing I want to do is take a 5-foot step towards towards the north.
Okay.
And when I do so, I want to observe these things. Are they paying more attention to myself or my physical double, ethereal? I forget which is which.
They if you want to, they're pointing towards the group. If you want to take your action to perceive and to, come up with some battle stratagem or something, then that's fine, but that would take your action.
I will gladly do so.
Sure.
My theory is that we're not the things it's going after. It's our doubles, so it turns very much into a positioning game where we can't move,
What?
as far as they're concerned. But we have to move to match them.
All right. With a 10, it looks like it's facing, but even with this 10, because everything is bright light in this regard, you take a quick look, and your brain turns over. Go ahead and give me an investigation as well to accompany this. Okay. The one closest to you kind of is facing you in so much that a creature with, dozens of faces pouring down it is facing. But you're getting the feeling that it is centered, like it's coming for center mass here. If you're getting a direction from the arms that are out of it here, it's a little hard to catch the angle, but you think that they're actually they're going to the center.
Okay.
All right. Would you like to finish any more movement, or?
Nope. I
Okay.
am going to remain here for the time being.
All right. Then we're going to Celine. Celine, what are you doing?
Okay, so which one was attacked by Mordecai with the guiding bolt?
It's no longer around. It just sort of
It was
dissolved
over
into
here.
magic, but it was one, down this way.
Okay. Let me just do a couple of very quick measurements here then. Okay, so I am going to very quickly check the range on a spell, and then I will tell you what I'm doing. Okay. So, first things first, at this one, well, need to swap back to select. Go. At this one,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to cast a spiritual weapon.
Sure. Your spiritual scythe manifests and slices down through it, and it disappears.
Alright, well, I'll roll this just for...
Although, do you have a weapon effect by chance to throw out here?
a weapon effect.
Yeah, like a token or something, so you can move it and...
You've got it. You've got that.
Oh, I have it. All right, hang on. Let me put a little...
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that was
you-
it.
And you probably can give it control to lethality.
And And,
I don't see one. I see Peggy Sue. Or is it just a token to throw out there?
just a token.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Let's see. What can I... Red alien is very colorful. This red alien red alien token, it will make for a great spiritual scythe.
Okay.
What do I edit? How do I? Well, whatever. I'm gonna keep the show going. You just tell me where you want it, and we'll go from there.
It'll stay there for now.
Yep.
Action. This guy's taken a Toll the Dead. So that's a wisdom saving throw list.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. I can make one of those.
And that should actually be 3d12. It did not scale the dice properly, so it's failing that. Oh boy, it's failing
Yeah.
that.
And I'm
it's like
sorry.
an
Which
I
one?
need-
Which one did you target?
It was just let me move that. This one.
Ah, that one. All right.
Yeah, it did not. Oh, it did not. Alright, give me a second. I just need to very quickly fix up the dice on my Toll the Dead. I thought that I had done that. Let's try that one more time. There we go. It'll be the 24, because, actually no, it'll be the 12, because it hadn't taken damage before that, so it'll be 12 necrotic damage it takes.
Alright.
2.
Anything else?
No.
Alrighty. Then we go down to Casimir.
Alright. So, I am going to use...
There we go.
Conjure animals to summon 8 Bloodhawks.
Alrighty.
And I guess they will move on my turn, so each one's going to attack a different creature.
Oh, that's right, yeah, no, that's right, that's how we were doing summoned animals, as they go on the summoner's turn.
Where would I find hawks? Familiars and summons. Hawk. And where are you summoning them?
I think they have to... They can be within 60 feet of me.
Yeah.
Do you just want me to put them somewhere?
Put them by the creatures they are attacking.
Okay.
I remember surrounding, you use that to summon wolves. Just 8 wolves, and you ball them with wolves.
They do get pack tactics.
Yeah.
The Bloodhogs do.
Oh, the Bloodhawks get pack tactics?
Yes.
That's great.
But these are like quick, low health creatures, so they can just each attack one. If they miss, they miss.
Alrighty. Some hawks appear, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I guess we'll put one. We'll put one there too. All right, that should be 8. 8 hawks appear. Caw.
Caw. And they are ordered to attack.
All right. That's...
You want me to make 8 rolls?
Please. I'm going to resolve... We're just going to start north and go down from there.
I should have put them together.
No, it's fine. What's their modifier to hit?
Their modifier is +4.
All right. So this one is a miss. This one isn't by 1 to attack. Although, can they move after they're summoned, or is that it?
They should be.
No, they are allowed to move.
Okay.
They are able to move.
So
they have
move.
fly speed of 60 feet.
Okay.
Sure,
It'll
they can
start.
definitely
It'll swoop, and caw, and it'll kill that one. Then this one will come down. 3. Oops, actually, other way around. 4, 5, 6. Oop,
You
it-
deleted the hawk off of
yeah.
that one.
Oh, I did. Shoot. And the last one will fly and miss.
Oh, good.
All right. Anything else?
I think that will be all for now.
Alrighty. It is my my creature's turn here, and they are going to go. 1, 2.
That'll be an opportunity attack by the hawk.
1, 2.
Sorry.
Is it?
2 opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
2 of them?
Unless they're, like,
Are they?
actively
Well,
disengaging.
can the hawks hover or?
Yeah,
They're
hawks
flying.
can hover. They can hover.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I thought it was kind of like a flyby thing. You know what though? This is going to be fine, as you are going to. Magnify this. One moment. There we go. Okay, so the northernmost one is going to... If the hawk is hovering there...
Yep.
Then, does an 11 hit the hawk?
No, armor class 12.
All right. Then my other one...
They're slightly tough hawks.
Be a little fast.
Nope.
Fast boys.
This is all an illusion. There's no threat here. Absolutely no threat. All right, and now we are at the bottom of initiative. And here we go. Throw some out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. At the end of the round, 12 more things emerge from this white plane. And that's what they do. These ones are different, however. They still look distorted, but they don't have the wibbly arms. They still kind of look like they're melting and there's faces, but these look more mushroomy than more like a tree. And we come back up to Mordecai.
Okay, I am taking up a position here
Mm-hmm.
to guard real, like the physical bright.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt something that I don't know that I've attempted yet. I'm going to attempt to control this guy here,
Okay.
if he's mushroom looking.
Sure.
And I want, if it works, I want him to stay put and stand down.
Then I need to look at... I had you roll a save for something here. In retrospect, I should have brought my my physical monster manual for this to flip around, but it is fine. This is going to be... Okay, you are going to, you stop, you're like, okay, these are mushroomish creatures also, I'm also a mushroom, and a cloud of spores bursts off of you, and what I would like you to do, ooh, this is, This is going to be a lot of rolls. As the cloud of spores is a 30-foot burst off of you.
Ooh.
A lot of spores.
As long as it's not hurting anybody else, I'm good.
And in fact, never mind. There is not a save for this. What happens is all creatures in 30 feet of you, you can now telepathically communicate with. And so Mordecai, like your spores roll out, and so that would include some monsters. I think that includes a hawk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you just get this hawk. But yeah, you're getting one of the tree creatures. You're getting some of the mushroom. You can telepathically.
Is this ongoing, continuous, or is this a one-time run round thing?
This. You haven't really practiced it.
No.
But yeah, suddenly you hear the voice of a hawk, the voice of one of these weird trees, a mushroom, Jacob. Yep, there you go. Everything in 30 feet.
Just in case.
You can speak. Actually, all of you who are affected can hear each other. It's not save, and it's two-way communication, actually. Yep.
That'll be me, that'll be Bride, that'll be Casimir, that'll be Jasper.
Basically everyone.
Alright.
So that is an action.
So in that case, I'm going to communicate to the monsters that I can communicate with.
Okay.
Stop and stand down. Otherwise, I'm just standing here. Looking
Okay.
menacing.
You certainly said that, and though the reply back, you're hearing just a cacophony of noise and gibberish coming through on the comm from the monsters.
They might not.
That could be a reply. It could just be just that.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Bright. Suddenly, your mind is flooded with other voices and sounds. There's also kind of like a dusting of spores over you. What would you like to do?
This is getting more and more like wizard school all the time. So, do I have to use my action to use the telepathy?
No. This is just
That was
talk
just me starting
as
it.
you would.
So I'm gonna go. First thing I'm gonna do. Do we have to? Well, I guess we won't know that until we try. So I'll go here, and then I'm gonna send a message. See if the noise is still going on. Can I still hear Mordecai and Celine? Well, I'll still be able to hear Celine. Can I still hear Mordecai and Jacob?
No, you cannot. You step outside of the spore cloud, and the voices go silent.
Okay. Well, now we know. I'm gonna go ahead and cast a firebolt.
Ooh, yeah, you
Oh.
will. On which
Pew,
creature?
pew.
This one.
Uh,
I should have announced that first. My bad. But it was gonna be this one
okay.
anyway.
Mordecai was covered. All right, so your firebolt, nice green numbers. Unfortunately, I hate to steal your thunder or your fire here. Like your fire just immolates this face tree, and it pops.
Okay. Usually I have really bad aim, so I wanted to fire at the one that had the low armor class. It was a bad decision. Okay, I'm done.
Sure. Jacob.
So all these things popped off. Now all of a sudden we got these other things. case, and then going towards the hole, I will use my movement to get closer to the main group.
Okay.
Does my silhouette follow suit?
Your body stays behind.
Oh, shit.
I mean, as far as you feel, you've moved. It's just that you're kind of translucent, and you have a physical self that is kind of in this, I don't know, whatever pose that you were in when the others were examining this pearl.
I'm going to hold my action
Okay.
until something goes after my physical body as opposed to myself.
And what action are you holding?
I am actually going to hold a bonus action. And that is going to be, Misty Step.
Okay. Got it.
Actually,
Nope.
I think... Let me double check here. Actually, I think no. I'm going to attempt... Oh, I'm not going to attempt. I want to defend my own body. Something else has the same idea, though.
You're casting Gust of Wind? Do you still want to move?
Yes, I still want to move.
Sure.
But, at this point, I am going to... Where's that ruler? And it is 60 feet.
Well, remember, it's coming up from you, so you're going to want to put the start of the arrow on you.
We're gonna do that.
All right, and that requires a strength throw. What is the save I'm looking for?
The save is 14.
All right, then. 15 feet away. Your gust of wind blows this thing back. And it's flapping in the breeze. All right.
No
Casimir.
idea where that came from.
But that's continually coming out that direction until you tell it otherwise.
Yep. Casimir, what are you doing?
I'm ordering Hawks to attack again, but I am going to hold action and stay by body.
Okay.
Could I hold whirlwind attack?
Yeah, that is a thing that you can do.
You
Yeah.
can hold an action. You just got to let me know when you would let the action go.
It will trigger when one or more creatures come near my body.
Sure. All right.
Or within range. We'll do that. Within range.
Roll your hawks.
Yeah.
And we'll just resolve it, kind of starting with this northern one, and we'll go from there.
80.
And
We'll
the
have them
Hawkies can
swoop on.
move.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
crit.
some of those things are dying.
Yeah, look at the two nice crits there. All right,
There's a lot of
so
them dying,
Is
I
that two
think.
crits?
the first hawk, you all can hear. You can hear Casimir ordering the attack in your ears as well as in your mind, and then the hawk dutifully obeys and which you take to mean sir, yes sir, swoops down and tears this thing apart. And do you want it to move? Do you want this one to move at all, or do you want it to stay there?
Yeah, I would like the ones who are done attacking to come circle around the party, the bodies.
Sure, like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably
This
not
other
that
northern
close,
one can fly over and find a target.
Yeah, probably more like here,
Oh, okay,
like a few spaces away.
sure.
making a parry.
Okay. This other one flies down, and they have a +2 modifier, you said?
+4.
Oh, +4. Oh, that's right. They're very strong. All right. This one hits, and when that happens, I need it to make a Dex saving throw, please.
Okay, Dex +2. 15.
Okay. That hawk is... One second. That hawk is going to take only 10 psychic damage.
It is gone. They only have 7 HP.
As it swoops down, it pecks this thing, and it just explodes in kind of a... Even though everything looks the same, you still almost get this ripple, almost like heat wave looking distortion, and the hawk just blinks out of this existence. This one's going to swoop in, is going to make an attack, and hits, and upon hitting, it's going to take 8, so it is also going to be destroyed. This one's going to fly up. It will also hit. And will also be destroyed. This one will... Actually, that one crits.
I should have went with bats.
What's that?
I should have went with bats.
Oh.
I thought these were cooler though.
There's that.
Casimir, something seems to be wrong with your hawks today.
Quiet.
I mean, they're exploding. What do you expect?
Didn't expect that.
And we have 2 more. This one's going to attack, and it's that one's going to hit, and that one is just a simple bloop. And so you have 1 hawk, and then we got to resolve this hawk, who's going to fly over, I guess, the closest one. This one's going close to the party, and that one will actually miss. So you still have 2 hawks on the board. You see what the mushrooms do. And you've also... Your hawks have given you information on the mushrooms and on the trees, at least. And so that was Casimir and the Hawks. Kind of sounds like a fun new band. Forget the healing words. We all got to see Casimir and the Hawks perform.
You missed me.
Oh! I did. Celine, what would you like to do?
So first off,
Cleric initiative.
Spirit... No, I have a 15! Casimir is lost in the body. Spiritual weapons moving now and attacking this guy.
Okay, roll it.
Spiritual weapon. 14.
Hits, and your spiritual weapon doesn't have hit points. So this thing just explodes in this sort of rippling effect. And again, despite everything being just sort of kind of like generic white glowing plane, you still get this... You can still tell there's a weird kind of ripple going through. But you know what? Your spiritual weapon survives because it's not really there. Kind of, sort of. All right, and what would you like to do else otherwise, Celine?
Yes, there is an action that I have. I am just looking to see if I have any spells that are line-based. I don't think I do, but... What I think I will do is I am going to prop up the party's defenses with Spirit Guardians.
Ooh, all right. Lay him down.
Nothing actually happens with that currently.
It's just an aura around you, yeah.
Oh, it's
just
an
an
aura.
aura at the
I
moment.
thought that was the zone you put down the markers, and but it's based off
Yeah,
of
no,
you?
that's... It's 15-foot radius centered on me.
Okay.
Creatures besides the ones I designate, i.e. the party, move through that area at half speed and must make a wisdom saving throw upon entering it for the first time on a turn or starting their turn there, taking 3d8 radiant damage on a failure or half on a success.
All right. If you could, can you tie a radius to your character
I can.
in case you move around?
Yep. I
All
can
right.
do that. I want that one. Change its color to black.
That works. Now we're getting a beautiful Venn diagram.
You get to see that, not the rest of us.
Oh, you all don't see that?
No.
Oh. Well, your loss. It's beautiful. I'll sell it for $125,000.
I want $125,000.
Yeah, that don't we all?
You're giving me what?
All right, we are. We're gonna take my monster's turn since Casimir already went. Casimir, do you want your hawk to make an attack of opportunity on this mushroom?
Yes.
All right, roll it.
Damn.
All right. The mushroom goes to continue on its path, and the hawk pecks at it, and this rippling psychic distortion takes it out. And these. Is going to move and dash. And this one is going to... Let's see, you have this aura up.
Yes. It will need to make the save and can only move at half speed through the aura.
It went around. I double moved around the perimeter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep, alright.
Which is fine. It didn't take an action or anything. It had to move.
Yeah, that's fine.
2, 3, 4. All right. This one is going to move up to, I guess, like Phantom Bright or Translucent Bright here. And pass through you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, I'm walking here.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. This one's also going to walk through you. 3, 4. Feels very weird. And then at the end of their turn, we have... One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That works. Some weird spider things that have faces flowing over their spidery parts are manifest up out of the ground. And this is how the battlefield looks. Tell you what, since we're at the bottom of this round, are you all fine if we take a 5-minute break for restroom and drink? And we'll come back at the start of initiative?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Sure.
Okay, so for all of you out there in the audience, 5-minute break, get a drink or a snack, use the restroom if you have to, and when we come back, it's going to be Mordecai, Bright, Jacob at the start of round 3 as more and different facey creatures continue to emerge out of the plane, not only merge, but are also converging on the center here, where they're amassing. And we'll find out where this is going when we come back.